We've grown accustomed to watches with two hands, one indicating the hours and the other indicating the minutes. But it wasn't always like this. Go back a few hundred years, and you'd regularly see clocks in part of the time with just one hand. It was quite normal for that period. In 1796, the subscription watch, created by the greatest watchmaker of all time, Hiram Louis Breguet, once again had just one very fine hand. Since 2001, MeisterSinger has been making watches again with just one hand to indicate the prevailing time. MeisterSinger invites the wearer to view time in a calm way rather than fretting over nanoseconds. It's sometimes said, don't sweat the small stuff. That's more important than a few seconds. It's about precious moments with friends and family, and that is where MeisterSinger positions itself. First released in 2021, the Bell Hora is not an alarm watch. The model signals the arrival of the new hour with a crisp, succinct chime. Termed a Sonnerie au passage, the chime is like an aid memoir. However, should you wish to disarm it, you simply pull the push piece at 2 o'clock to reveal a little black circlet, and the watch will cease chiming. Chiming watches, such as minute repeaters, can prove incredibly expensive due to their protracted creation. Thankfully, the Bell Hora, a far simpler form of chiming watch, is relatively affordable, costing just under €4,000. The movement comprises a Solita base with a stripe module. The module was developed by MeisterSinger a few years back. The brand released a model with a jumping hours display called the South Hora. What MeisterSinger did with the Bell Hora was to revisit the jumping hour mechanism, and instead of advancing an hour disc, in this instance the mechanism released a lever which strikes a circular tuning fork. I prefer the Bell Hora with an ivory dial, but that's a matter of personal taste. What I would say about this new medium blue dial is that it's very interesting the way it interacts with light. Sometimes it appears almost black, and then on other occasions it evinces a very bright appearance. This sort of dynamic behaviour, where the dial transitions from one shade to another, doesn't impair readability, but it certainly makes for an interesting appearance. Appraising the watch, you'll see the hours are denoted with Arabic numerals, presented in double-digit form. Interestingly, as the hour values increase from 1 to 24, the track spirals inwards, almost mimicking the profile of the circular tuning fork within the case. The case is made of stainless steel and measures 43mm in diameter. It's a large watch, albeit the lugs are short and sharply tapered downwards, mitigating the overall sense of scale. There's also an attractive blend of finishes. The case band is satin finished, while other areas, such as the bezel and the top of the lugs, are highly polished. The watch also has a sapphire case back to afford sight of the movement within. In terms of the movement, the oscillating weight is bicoloured. The decoration includes pockets of colimaçon, and there are also blued screws. The pair reserve is stated as 38 hours. I frequently wear sample watches, subjecting them to a hands-on evaluation. However, I confess, I really want a MeisterSinger, and on this occasion I'm very tempted to spend some of my kids' inheritance and succumb to the charms of that hourly charm. This watch gets a thumbs up from me. Sorry? What do you mean you want to come up? Oh, come on then. What's he like? Yeah, it's good, Tip. What do you think? Does he get a high five? Do you think Oscar high five? I didn't mean that.